and high frequencies during this time. Hope you all are well. Hope you all are doing very, very excellent, amazing, feeling excellent, amazing, as we are embracing this beautiful spring weather. I love this time of year. It always just feels so magical, and it's Magical Monday too. So welcome to Magical Monday. Baby, welcome to the spring weather. We've been doing great, I hope. And I want to talk to you all a little bit about the dream that I had. These Memphis City streets, baby, they bumpity bumpity bump. They're horrible. I do want to talk to you all a little bit about the dream. Now, the dream I had, it wasn't last night. I had this dream probably about 2 or 3 days ago. And let me see. Yeah, today's Monday. I think I had this dream Saturday going into Sunday night. And I've been having a lot of dreams. I have a chance to get on here and share them all. But they always, if they have a very mass message, they stay in my memory Rolodex, and I'm able to just bring them back, recall them, and share them with you if that's what Spirit's calling for me to do. So, this dream. Now, in this dream, I was pregnant. I didn't know that I was pregnant, but I was having a baby. And I went into this hospital. It seemed like this clinic of some sort. And I was aborting the baby. I didn't want to keep the baby. I was aborting the baby. And so I was given like this cube. Of course, they put on, just to give you all the details, I put on the gown, you know, the gown they give you in the hospital to put on. I put the gown on. I was laying on the bed in this clinic space area, and it wasn't private space. It was like a whole lot of beds. They gave me the cube to numb my vagina. And just hold on, before I get deep into it, if you all have a weak stomach, if it can get a little bit detailed and graphic, so this is just disclaimer. Just moving forward, I'm letting you all know it can get detailed, it can get graphic. So, laying on the bed, the nurse, which ended up being like my mother. Remember, my mother has been deceased. It'll be 5 years, May 18th of 2025. So she's been deceased since May 18th of 2020, sorry. So she's one of the nurses or healthcare people. She gives me this cube to numb my vagina area. Now she gives it to me to rub on my vagina, to numb it instantly, numb the lips, the clitoris, everything. It numbs it. Then they're getting ready to perform an abortion. But this is different, because I've had an abortion before in this reality. It wasn't like that. The sheet that I was laying on, the white sheet that was on the bed, it was another healthcare professional, took the white sheet and was pushing it inside of my vagina. There was a person on the other end that it was looping around the baby. The other person was pulling it on the other side. It was almost like a pull, tug and pull. So one person was shoving the sheet inside of my vagina. The other person was pulling on the side. That's why I had to be numb. I started to feel something, and the nurse, which was my mother, who's been deceased, gave me the cube again to numb the area. Oh, these people drive crazy. To numb the area so I wouldn't feel anything. So I had to go back, numb that area. Then they continued to perform the abortion. Next thing you know, he got enough sheet inside of me, and the other healthcare professional at the other end, they had enough. Then they pulled it. One person pulled one end, one person pulled the other. It's like they yanked it together, and the baby came out. It's really, really weird. So then the baby comes out. The baby pops out, and I tell them, I didn't plan on, keeping the baby. I didn't plan on having the baby. What in the world? Yeah, very, very weird. This is dream state. We get different messages and dreams in the dream state. So it can be very weird. And that's why I'm sharing it, because I don't know who out there this may resonate with. But also, while I'm sharing the dream, more times than not, I always receive a revelation, and it gives me a download of what it was about. So the baby pops out. I'm like, ooh, I didn't want the baby. I end up touching my face with my hand that had the numbing cube, and part of my lips and face became numb. Just like I had did some Novocaine or something, and it just, started to droop, and I really couldn't talk with one side. All right. So baby's gone. I don't remember them having to do any stitching up of anything. And the baby was extremely small. I remember them. The baby wasn't no bigger than the palm of the hand. That's how small the baby was when they pulled it out. All right. Now that's one dream. I'm go probably 3 or 4 weeks prior to this dream to give you another dream I had about the body. In this dream, my mother again was there. She was one of the practitioners, healthcare practitioners. I'm laying on my right side on the bed. My left side, stomach, ears, my lungs, all of this side is exposed, y'all. She goes in and cuts. It's almost like, how you see in a butcher shop or something. She cuts all of this side out. It was like she was healing me or something, taking out what did not belong there. If it was something toxic, if it was something cancerous, if it was something that should not belong, she was taking it out. Okay, I had to go back to that dream to fast forward you to the dream that I just had a few days ago, to share how in the dream state we can get operated on, and masses can be taken away from our ancestors that have went before us. I believe, because I have been feeling something on my side. Now, this is just my observation, and this is just my opinion of what happened. Okay, she was taking something out of my side to heal me. The baby, okay, it may sound like an abortion, but I've suffered from fibroids. I'll be in June. I've suffered from fibroids since I was about 34, 35. Suffering unknowingly, but it was growing. Those masses, me and Galactic Honey had looked it up when we were studying masses that grow, that can be inside the body. They look like entities. They can have teeth, they can have hair, they can grow inside the body, y'all. They look like babies. They can look like little entities. And although it may sound like an abortion, it can be an entity, an energy, a toxic entity, mass, cysts, fibroids, all of this that can be housed, especially in women, because everything lives inside of us, that it can be housed inside of us that needs to be removed. And of course, this is a season of removal and springing up of things. This had to be removed out of me. I don't know where it come from. It could have been from past sexual experiences, past sexual relationships. It could have been from the food that I've eaten in the past. I don't know. But this mass and entity, and it was very interesting that it ended up being a white sheet. Remember I said it was a white sheet. It wasn't no other color but white. Somebody said I've had a few